Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I'm here to present my presentation topic, that is International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC. In this presentation, the content of the presentation about ICRC, its mission, humanitarian law, aims, its history, organizational goals, its principles, finances and budget, future implications and conclusion. So here I will discuss every content in detail. First of all, I will discuss about ICRC. ICRC basically is an independent, neutral organization ensuring humanitarian protection and assistance for victims of war and armed violence. The ICRC is part of the International Red Cross and Red Crescent movement along with the International Federation and 186 national societies. It is the oldest and most honored organization within the movement and one of the most widely recognized organizations in the world. On February 9, 1863, in Geneva, Henry Dunant founded the Committee of the Five, together with four other leading figures from well-known Geneva families, as an investigatory commission of the Geneva. Right? In October 1863, the international conference organized by the committee was held in Geneva to develop possible measures to improve medical services on the battlefield. Next is the mission of this organization. Basically, it takes action in response to emergencies and at the same time promotes respect for international humanitarian law and its implementation in national law. Means international humanitarian law is implemented in national law. So what was the humanitarian law? Humanitarian law is defined as the set of rules which seek for humanitarian reasons to limit the effect of armed conflict. It protects persons who are not or are no longer participating in the hostilities and restrict the means and methods of warfare. So next is the aims of this organization. Basically, it helps to promote and develop the activities of the Red Cross or Red Crescent and international humanitarian law. Humanitarian law is already discussed. And to recognize the merits of individuals who have made particular contributions to its work and to provide support to staff in difficulties because of their work in crisis. Next is the history. History is like the Red Cross was born in 1863 when five Geneva men, as I already discussed, including Donant, set up the International Committee for Relief to Wounded, later to become the International Committee of the Red Cross. Its emblem was a red cross on a white background, as picture shows. Basically, the purpose of ICRC was to examine the feasibility of donors' ideas and to organize an international conference about their possible implementation. Right? So next is the organizational goals that the committee members and the headquarter, all everyone in this organization is what want that they what want to achieve in this organization: to monitor compliance of warring parties with the Geneva Conventions, to organize nursing and care for those who are wounded on the battlefield, to supervise the treatment of prisoners of war, to help with the search for missing persons in an armed conflict, to organize protection and care for civil populations, to arbitrate between warring parties in an armed conflicts. These are all the organization goals. Next is the most important, that are the principles of this organization. There are 7 fundamental principles of this organization as I listed below: humanity, impartiality, neutrality, independence, voluntary service, unity, and universality. So here I am telling you about every principle in detail. First of all, humanity. Basically, humanity is the supreme principle. It is based on respect for the human beings and the ideals and aims of the movement. It is the main driving force behind the RCR's work. And the committee that show these principles says that we serve people but not for the system. Second principle is the impartiality. This principle is that rejects any form of discrimination, calls for equal treatment for people in distress according to their needs. Okay, and committee member says that about impartiality, that we care for the victims without discrimination. And the third principle is the neutrality. Neutrality enables the ICRC to keep everyone's trust by not taking side or controversies of a political, racial, religious, or ideological nature. These are the most important principles. And about neutrality, committee says we take initiatives but never take sides. Then independence. About independence, we bow to needs but not to any person. Then voluntary service. In voluntary service, they said we work around the clock but never for personal gain. Then unity. We have many talents but a single idea. And then last and seventh principle is the universality. About universality, they said we respect nations but our work knows no bounds. These are the 7 principles of the ICRC organization. Next is the finance and budget. The ICRC administers a number of funds established over the past century by special donations from individuals or organizations. Means this organization is funded by individually or any organization. The ICRC is funded by voluntary contributions from the state party to the Geneva Conventions, National Red Cross and Red Crescent societies, that is supranational organizations such as the European Commission, and public and private sources also. So World Red Cross Day is celebrated on 8th May of every year, as picture shows. So future of this organization in Pakistan especially tells that the ICRC has proposed to the government of Pakistan to contribute to improvements in the health sector by supporting the casualties of violence throughout the entire chain of casualty care, from first aid at the site of injury and their treatment to physical rehabilitation, as well as activities intended to raise awareness of risk posed by an unexploded ordnance and to ensure that proper procedures are followed in the handling of mortal remains. In the end, I concluded that the ICRC, as the promoter and guardian of international humanitarian laws, must encourage the respect of laws. It does so by spreading the knowledge of humanitarian rules, reminding parties in the conflict of their obligations, and ensure that humanitarian rules are respected. Thank you so much for your attention.